Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take a whole stack of source material, boil it down, and give you the really key insights, the surprising stuff tailored for you. And today we're digging into, well, a really ancient text, but one that feels surprisingly relevant. It's called the Kasibhāradvājasūtta. Our mission, basically, is to unpack this amazing meeting. It's between this, very practical, down-to-earth farmer and a profound spiritual teacher. We're going to explore what it really means to, cultivate things in life. Not just crops, but cultivating things inside ourselves.
Exactly. And our main source here is the sutta itself, the Kasibhāradvājasūtta. It's pretty famous for this brilliant analogy it uses, so bridging these two worlds.
Okay, so let's set the scene properly so we can really get it. We're in ancient Magadha, think modern-day India, that region. And the Buddha, the Bhagava, he's staying near this Brahmin village called Ikanala.
Right, and it's sowing season. So, peak agricultural time, real buzz of activity. And we meet this farmer, Kasibhāradvāja. He's a Brahmin, and he's wealthy. The text says 500 plows working at once.
500? Wow.
Yeah, so this gives you a picture of, serious industry. Big operation, he's a successful guy, very much in the thick of worldly life.
So into this scene, all this farming bustle, the Buddha turns up, it's morning, food's being given out.
Yeah, distributed to the workers probably.
And he's just there, quietly with his alms bowl.
And this is where Kasibhāradvāja, who's obviously quite proud of his work, his literal physical work, he just lays down this challenge. He looks right at the Buddha, this ascetic figure, and says basically, look, I plow, I sow, and then I eat. You should do the same. Plow and sow, then you can eat.
It's very direct, isn't it? Get a real job.
Pretty much. It's that very practical, almost dismissive view. Value comes from tangible labor that produces food.
Right. And this is where it gets really fascinating. The Buddha's reply, given he's, clearly not dressed for farming.
Yeah.
He just says, I too, Brahmin, plow and sow, and having plowed and sown, I eat.
Which understandably just confuses Kasibhāradvāja completely. He's like, hold on.
Where's your gear?
Exactly. I don't see your yoke, your plow, no oxen, no goad, nothing.
Right.
He even puts it into a verse, pressing him. You say you're a farmer? Show me the farm. Explain this farming of yours.
He really wants an answer.
He does. And this challenge, this confusion, it actually opens the door for the Buddha to give the core teaching of this whole text. He starts explaining his kind of farming. It's metaphorical, obviously. Each tool, each action is an inner quality.
Okay, so break that down for us. What's his equipment?
Well, first, faith, sada. That's the seed. And think of faith here, less like blind belief, more like confident trust to even start the path. It's the potential.
The starting point.
Then austerity or discipline, tapo, that's the rain. It needs that rigor, that consistent effort to grow.
Makes sense. Like watering the seed.
And wisdom or discernment, panya, that's his yoke and plow. It's what provides the direction, the skill to cut through delusion.
The steering and the cutting edge.
Right. Then shame or conscience, hiri, that's the pole of the plow. It keeps you on the straight path, that moral compass.
Stops you veering off course.
Exactly. His mind, mano, is the strap, binding it all, directing the intention. And mindfulness, sati, that's the really sharp bit, the plowshare and the goad.
So mindfulness is that real, precise awareness.
Yeah, it's what digs in, clears the ground, keeps you focused, urges you on. It prepares the mind.
This is quite a detailed system he's laying out. It's not just vague ideas.
Not at all. He continues. Guarding your actions, your speech. Being moderate with food that's like weeding the field. Removing the unhelpful stuff.
Okay.
Gentleness or softness, saraka, is his release or loosing, pamokana. Maybe like letting go of rigidity.
Interesting. And the power source, the oxen.
Ah, yes. Effort or energy, viryam. That's his draft ox. The powerhouse that pulls everything forward, carries him toward security, toward yogacchama, toward safety, security, liberation. A place, he says, where you go and don't return, where there's no more sorrow.
Wow. So this whole elaborate metaphor, what's the ultimate point? What's the harvest here?
It's very clear. This farming, this spiritual cultivation, it yields deathless fruit, amataphala.
Deathless fruit. So not just temporary happiness.
No, liberation, lasting freedom from all suffering. That's the harvest. Plowing this inner field leads you right out of dukkha.
Okay, so Kasibhāradvāja hears all this. He must be pretty blown away.
He is. Deeply impressed. So much so that he immediately offers the Buddha this large bronze bowl filled with rice porridge, PSS. He basically says, okay, you're a farmer, Your harvest is immortality.
A complete turnaround. But
Yeah.
then the Buddha refuses the porridge.
He does. And this is another crucial point. The Buddha says, and this is important, what is sung by verse is not to be eaten by me. Basically, food earned by reciting verses or giving a teaching, especially one prompted like this, isn't acceptable for him.
Why not? It seems like a genuine offering now.
It's about integrity. He says it's not the custom for those who truly see.
Yeah.
Buddhas reject what is sung by verse. The principle is that the Dhamma, the teaching, shouldn't be exchanged for material gain. It's not a transaction.
Right. Alms are given out of respect and generosity, not as payment.
Exactly. It keeps the teaching pure, not something you sell or barter.
That's a really strong stance on spiritual integrity. Wow. Okay, so if the Buddha won't take it, what's the farmer supposed to do with this spiritually charged porridge?
Kasibhāradvāja asks him that directly. And the Buddha's instruction is quite specific. He says he doesn't see anyone, anywhere, not gods, demons, humans, anyone who could properly digest this food offered under these specific circumstances. Except for a Tathagata, the Buddha or his disciple.
So it's almost like it's become too potent or tainted by the transactional intent.
Something like that. It carries the weight of that initial interaction. So the instruction is throw it away where there's no living grass or into water where there are no living creatures. Careful disposal.
So the farmer does it. He takes the bowl, finds some water without life in it.
And throws the porridge in. And the text gives this incredibly vivid description. It says the porridge hissed and sizzled, smoked and steamed when it hit the water.
Hissed and sizzled.
Yeah, and it explicitly compares it to a red-hot plowshare being plunged into water. That exact image.
Whoa. That's intense. You can almost hear it. That must have had a huge impact on Kasibhāradvāja.
Absolutely. The text says he was distressed, his hair stood on end. It's a physical reaction to this, like manifestation of the spiritual weight of the event.
That dramatic physical sign seems to just break through his old way of seeing things.
Completely. It leads to his total conversion. He's overcome, prostrates himself right there before the Buddha, and he uses this beautiful classic formula of appreciation. Excellent, Master Gautama. Excellent. It's like you've set upright what was overturned, revealed what was hidden.
Shown the weight of the lost, held up a lamp in the dark. Yeah, I know that one. It signifies a massive shift in understanding.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So has Master Gautama illuminated the Dhamma in various ways? He fully gets it now.
And then he asks to join the path, right? Takes refuge.
Yes. He formally takes refuge in the Buddha, the Dhamma, the teaching, and the Sangha, the community, and asks for ordination. He wants to leave the worldly life behind and dedicate himself to this spiritual farming.
And does he? What's the outcome?
He gets ordained, receives the full ordination too. And the text tells us that very soon after, by practicing diligently secluded, ardent resolutiri, he achieves the ultimate goal.
He becomes an Arahant.
Yeah.
Fully liberated.
Yes, an Arahant. He realizes for himself that the holy life is fulfilled. What needed to be done is done. There is no more birth in this state. Complete liberation, achieved through cultivating that inner field.
What a story. So that wraps up our deep dive into the Kasibhāradvājasūtta. We went from a very literal farm field.
Right into the field of the mind.
Yeah, to this incredibly deep teaching on inner cultivation. And we saw this amazing transformation happen right before our eyes, really.
And the key things that really jump out are, first, that incredibly detailed breakdown of the spiritual farm equipment, faith, wisdom, mindfulness, effort. They're presented as real, practical tools you can use.
Not just abstract concept.
No. Then there's that strong principle about integrity. You know, the teaching isn't for sale. That refusal of the porridge is so significant.
Yeah, definitely.
And finally, just the sheer power of understanding. How seeing things clearly, getting that aha moment like Kasibhāradvāja did, can utterly transform someone's life.
It really is amazing how powerful a simple analogy can be. Taking farming, something so everyday, so relatable, especially then.
And using it to explain these profound spiritual truths about inner work. It connects things you wouldn't normally connect.
Yeah.
And if you think about the bigger picture, this text, though ancient, it feels like a kind of timeless blueprint, doesn't it?
Yeah.
For how to cultivate peace, how to work towards liberation within yourself. The principles, faith, effort, wisdom, mindfulness, they're relevant for anyone, really, who's looking for growth or deeper understanding today.
Absolutely. Which kind of brings us to a final thought, maybe for you, the listener. What kind of farming are you actually doing in your own life? What seeds are you planting day to day? What are you cultivating? And maybe most importantly, what kind of harvest, what fruit are you really hoping for when it comes to your own well-being, your own understanding? Something to think about. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.